Good morning and welcome to day 71 of the 5 a.m. squat club. Now, you know what's worse than failing? Drifting. Just waking up, going along with no direction, no fire, no passion. Now, you're not lazy. You're just stuck in a loop. And I get it. I've been there for years. Now, it's easy to fix. The only way out is movement, clarity, and mission. We're doing that together every morning in the 5 a.m. squat club. Just come with us. Quit the drifting, make progress. Let's go. I'm Adam, and I've been coaching health and fitness for 25 years. And about 5 years ago, my mental health fell off a cliff. I've still got all the tools to help everybody, but I was just drifting. So this program, about 90 days ago or so, has gotten me back on track. It is making sure that I'm making progress in my fitness and my health, but also towards my goal of a better life. So join us if you want to do that. Format's going to be the same as every day. It's coming up on the screen here. We're going to focus our mind with our mental reps, and then we will turn up the heat in the body with a warm-up and then some intensity, likely deadlifts and dumbbell presses. Then we're going to focus our mind on our most important work afterwards so that we make progress every friggin' day. 1% better every day. If you're drifting, that's how you fix it. You have a goal and you work towards it. So come on down. This is our starting position, opening up the hips, opening up the mind. If this is an uncomfortable position, hold on to something in front of you. It can be something with weight. Hold on to a desk, hold on to a chair, hold on to a post. And we'll focus on what we want to think today. So I am responsible for what happens in my life. The outcomes as a result of the choices that I make are up to me. Today I choose to be patient. I'll breathe between stimulus and response and choose my response calmly. I have all I need to succeed today. No excuses. I can make progress with what I have. I don't need perfection. Step 1, step 2, step 3, I can start. I will focus on progress, not perfection. Same thing, I can take a step. I don't care about the end goal as long as I'm working the process. Got a video coming up on perfection coming up soon. We'll reframe perfection. And the last is I choose gratitude. And this one's more personal for me. I used to live in negativity and I still do a little bit, but this is allowing me to focus on the positive. I am responsible. Today I choose to be patient. I have all I need to succeed today. I will focus on progress, not perfection. I choose gratitude. Repeat them to change your life. Okay, we're warming up now. Warm-up is coming up on the screen. We're going to go with some hip flexor warm-up in the form of knee raises. We're going to warm up the posterior chain for our deadlifts with some good mornings, trying to keep a nice neutral spine, bending around the hip. We're going to get some lunges, either forwards or reverse. Oh, I did some lunges yesterday. My butt is sore. We'll do some burpees. Just getting down, getting back up, and then some air squats. So follow along with the warm-up or do your own if you've got a routine that you like or you've got a machine that you like to warm up with. But let's get the blood flowing. Let's get the heart rate elevated a little bit so that we're ready for some intensity. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my history with drifting. This is a near and dear one, and the reason why I started this program. To be honest, I'm not sure that before 2020 I'd ever say that I had been drifting before. You know, I had always been pretty driven, and I'd always been the type that if I set my mind to something, especially if I actually acted on it, I would be successful. And my confidence in that was pretty high. And, you know, I would achieve things. What types of things? I became a pilot after university, which was a goal that I worked very hard on. I opened a gym by myself, which was a goal after university that I worked very hard on. Starting this farm, what a huge goal that I spent so much time working on that I'm still working on. And the point was that I could do it, and I was confident in my ability to do it. Then, an external factor, which shouldn't be, what moves us or what challenges us, what should challenge us, but it shouldn't change the way we live. It shouldn't change our perspective. It should be something that we can take in stride and adjust to and make course corrections and grow, right? But I didn't. I own a gym. It was shut down in 2020, off and on for 2 years. And my mental health slowly started to come down. I didn't even notice it, to be honest. I didn't recognize that I was becoming unhappy. And more than that, I lost any drive. There was this feeling of, if I don't make any more progress anymore, I was content working on the farm and making sure that my family had this food. But, in terms of, call it financial security or, progress towards any other kinds of goals, I kind of just resonated. It's the wrong word. I kind of just resigned myself to work on the farm and not make any progress. And I came to the mental point where I was okay with that. So I think there are probably a lot of us out there that either as a result of some external event that happened and threw us off course, or, and this is probably more likely, we just slowly crept away from our routine and our progress and our habits and got more and more pulled by the world around us and the very attractive distractions that exist, in the form of your phone, and just all the quote unquote meaningless things that we do or put our attention into that do not pull us towards our goals. So this, we're going to talk about afterwards how this is the best way to do it, but this is how I'm getting out of that. It's incredible. I've got a goal, I've got a direction, and I've got a process, as you can see here, to get there. So, general warm-up complete here. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder warm-up because we will be going overhead. So let's do that. Let's do 10 Ys. Just bringing the arms up as high as you can, in line with the body, maybe even holding there. And then we'll get a little bit of arm circles too. I'll talk about the workout here. We're going to go with a deadlift and a dumbbell press, I think. All you need equipment-wise is, a stick or a dumbbell. Really, you don't need anything. Last case scenario, use your arms. So 2 movements, as I'm saying. Press, which I think I'm going to use a dumbbell. So you're just going to take that up to the shoulder, squeeze the abs tight, press it up to the ceiling. Not alternate, but get a set on each side. You can use a heavy weight and go light reps or low reps. You can use a lighter weight and go higher reps. If you don't have a dumbbell, if you have no weight at all, you can just go arms. You can grab a soup can. You can grab anything that weighs something. Press it overhead. Second movement is going to be the deadlift. This is picking something up off the floor. Super functional movement necessary for life. We're going to start at mid-shin. Press away from the floor, stand. Most important concept is this neutral spine idea. I don't want to round at the back. I want to hinge at the hip. Push with the legs. Keep the spine neutral at all times. So I'm going to get a little bit of weight on here. This is your time to get set up. Test out warm up some weights if you got them. progressively warm up. Don't just go straight to a heavy weight if that's what you're doing. And also, a few reminders. First is tomorrow is our first live session. Hopefully it goes smoothly, but join us tomorrow, 5 a.m. Eastern. I think that's right, Eastern Standard. I'm in Ontario, Canada. And also, put a comment below. Have you ever lost your direction? Have you ever been drifting? If so, like, how long has it been? What have you done to get out of it? How did you get into it? I want to relate here. I've been there, so I get it. Whoa, almost there. And then once you've commented below, if you haven't paused and skipped ahead yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with somebody who's on the same path and can use some help. Okay, get this on here. So this is going to be a moderate load for me. I'm probably going to go with 5-ish reps. You'll notice I kind of try to stay in that range for the strength work so that, we're getting a little bit heavier. Okay. All right, that's ready. Let's test out this dumbbell, see if I can move it. I don't know if I even mentioned scaling for the deadlift. If you don't have a barbell, feel free to use a stick. Or if you want a little bit of weight, but you don't have a barbell, go ahead with a dumbbell to the floor. Great option as well. Yeah, that's doable but hard. Left side. All right, let's do this. So alternating minutes with the press and the deadlift. I might aim for 3 or 4, maybe up to 5 per side on the press. And then 5 or so reps in the deadlift. Let's do this. Day 7-1 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. Stop drifting. Let's make progress. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it's gonna get hard. Okay. Hear the birds chirping outside. I was just thinking about how it'd be nice to have music, but it's calming. All right. So maybe we'll start with 5. Well, let's see how it feels. I guess I haven't picked it up yet. I don't even know if that was 5 or 6. Actually, funny. It's not too bad. Back actually feels pretty good. No footage, but I did some heavy lunges yesterday at the gym and a lot of burpees and rowing. 5. That shirt. If you ever forget the format. Pretty cool. Another magenta branding Canada design. Seven. I definitely don't need a lot of space to work out. I can probably do a gym tour coming up soon. Welcome to the space. This is it. One more. What? Halfway. Sticky. It's 8. Too worried. Never. Come on. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Whoops. Gotta try to be quiet. Everybody's sleeping upstairs. One more of each. Good job so far. Yeah. Six per side. All right, last set of deadlift. Let's do this. Try a set of 10. Amazing. Good job, everybody. Take a minute, walk around, catch your breath, grab some water. All right, let's get into a stretch for the hips here. What we'll do is seated. What I'm going to do is take one knee across the body. I'm going to hug it in. Try to sit up tall while I do so. You feel stretching that butt cheek on the cross leg side. Try to get at least a minute per side here. So what I've learned about drifting and the antidote to drifting, two things, just like any goal that we have. One is you have to have a goal. You have to have a objective that you're moving towards. And ideally for that thing to be successful, your reason, your goal, your why for doing it should be strong. We've talked about this in videos before, but it's got to be something deep and emotional that drives you to change, right? You've already not changed for however long because you've been stuck. This needs to be something powerful, right? It needs to be really a reason for you to move and change your life. So one is the why, one is the goal, one is the reason, but then two is the way of getting there, right? You can't, some people, we'll switch sides here, get another minute per side. Some people have the ability to do like a cold turkey, to decide, hey, it's time, I'm doing it. And oftentimes that requires, a rock bottom or an ultimatum or a really bad spot to make that change. So the easy way is to just have a system, right? You have a daily step that you have to achieve. And what I'm learning is like, this is the process of life, that instead of thinking about that far off goal and that thing that seems challenging and maybe even impossible because it seems so far away right now, you break it into steps and you make the step the goal. You make that action the goal for every day. And that's why this is so perfect, because I designed this program literally for this reason, to redefine my objectives, right? Make sure I know what I'm aiming for. And then more importantly than that, because I think it's easy enough to choose a goal, and have an objective, but the hard part is getting there. So this was designed for you, for me, to make that progress. I know that if I get up early, and there are things that happen in between there, I make sure that I don't check my phone. I don't, I only drink water. I'm not having caffeine. I'm coming down. I'm doing this first thing. But I know that if I do that, and then I do my most important work, which is coming up here next as your homework, that I make that progress. I'm not at the end goal, and I don't even want to think about the end goal because that gets me thinking that I'm not getting there fast enough. I just want to think of the objective today, this one step that I can take with priming my mind, priming my body, doing my most important work towards that goal. And then when you've made that step and checked that box today, you start to feel confident that, hey, I'm back on track here. I'm taking the steps necessary to get me out of this funk, out of this drifting state, and make progress towards the thing I want. So keeping it brief here, time to go do that. It's homework time. Maybe you don't like the word homework. Maybe it's goal time. Maybe it's progress time. Maybe it's achieve your life goals time, whatever it is. Sit down and focus. Do not scroll on the phone. Read, study, learn, write, produce. Do the thing that is going to get you to the life that you want. But remember, the life that you want is not the goal. The process is the goal. This step every day, enjoying this, checking this off, knowing that you can do it, and being proud of yourself for it. So if we're making progress every day, getting out of your funk, get unstuck, let's go together. 5 a.m. Squat Club, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel. Join us tomorrow morning for our first live and every Friday after that. Let's go. Let's go. Down the boy aisles. Foggy morning, but beautiful. Go attack your day. Let's get out of this fog. 5 a.m. Squat Club. Take care.